Hello everyone, my name is Pinkulia and welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime. The typhoon brought in the ghost ship we've been looking for, and Emily just got her scuba diving certificate and is working at the cafe to pay off her lessons. Seems like the visual novel is coming to an end soon, so let's see if Emily gets her parents' ring back. Emily was a great waitress. She'd only been working for a few days, but she already had become the cafe's poster girl. She's a quick learner, and I definitely thought she'd be terrible at dealing with customers. She's just happy to be working. Do you know how jealous she was of your job collecting mail from the seafloor mailbox? When Emily first arrived, and as Chisa pointed out, she was completely reliant on other people. But we were still just kids after all, so being dependent was only natural. However, over the last few days, Emily really seemed to grow up. And of course, we couldn't forget the other poster girl. Order up! Yep, on my way. Chisa had started working right alongside Emily. She was popular in her own right, particularly with the tourists, because she's Dolphin Girl. Look, it's the Dolphin Girl! Welcome to Machiko's Cafe. I'm sorry for Finn's behavior the other day. Don't worry about it, that shot got me a lot of likes later. As Chisa was already an island celebrity, after they heard she was working here, quite a few came by just to see her. Who knew success could be so hard? It's a bit much for these old bones. You need some help in the kitchen? I wasn't talking to you. I went over to help out anyway. There was no way she could keep up with this crowd. Seafood yakisoba, ready. Got it. Hey guys. Welcome, Ryota. Hey Chisa, so you're actually working here, huh? Where's Emily? Emily, you've got a customer. Yes? Hey, I heard the news. You did it. Wanna see? I guess I could show you. And here we go. Ta-da! Emily whipped out the C card hidden in her apron pocket and held it up close to Ryota's face. Whoa, a C card, you really did it! Of course I did! A C card is used to prove scuba certification. With that card, you can go diving anywhere in the world, not only in Japan. And of course, now she would be able to rent equipment unlike last time. In fact, the card Emily was showing off was just a temporary one. The real one wouldn't be ready for a few more days. Right on, congrats! The sea is my playground now. It is my namesake, after all. Emily, blessed daughter of the sea. It's no small coincidence that my parents chose those kanji for me. Ugh, and there she goes again. Never seen anyone so big-headed with a beginner's card. There are multiple levels to diver certification, and Emily had only passed the lowest, which had restrictions on things like dive depth. For higher levels, you needed many more hours of experience. Grandmama, look at my C card! How nice, Emily. I knew you could do it if you just applied yourself. I was always up to no good when I was young, and that's when I met him. It was a beautiful, starry night. Oh, a customer! Welcome to Machiko's Cafe! She's really good at avoiding Miss Machiko's stories. I don't think she's doing it on purpose, but her timing is always spot on. Grandma was pretty old, so she could really ramble. And I didn't know if she was senile or what, but she kept telling the same ones, and we were all sick of hearing them. So anyway, Chisa. Huh? What are you doing working here? Oh, well, you know, I want to save up for the future. The future? You know, Oh, welcome to Machiko's Cafe. Please have a seat. As Chisa went to help some customers, I realized that I was being avoided. What's with her? All these young ladies and their plans. Well, I mean, she doesn't have to be avoiding you. She could, just be working. It was morning. As usual, I woke up early to clean the shop, then put together a quick breakfast in the kitchen. We were heading out today. You ready? Yep, all set. Oh crap! I totally forgot. Grandmama asked me to run an errand. I'll be right back, so just wait here. Do not go without me, okay? I'll be so mad. You know I wouldn't. Emily ran off to a neighbor's house to do her errands. Oh boy. Well, looks like I've got some time. Guess I'll prepare some lunch. But just as I went into the kitchen, someone showed up. He looks weird. Nice stash. An older tourist, probably thinking we were serving breakfast, came in and sat down without a word. I'm sorry, we're not open yet. What? Oh, sorry about that. I can do something simple like bacon, eggs, and toast with some coffee if you'd like. Oh, that would be great. I still had some ingredients left over from breakfast, so I got to work. The scent of fried bacon floated through the shop. Huh? Did you need something, little girl? Oh, don't mind me. Chinami had appeared from nowhere. After staring silently at the customer, she sat at the counter and whispered over to me. Hero, a suspicious man has appeared. He's just a customer. Don't be rude. With that demeanor, he could well be a foreign spy. He's certainly not of the hoi polloi. Cut it out, he can hear you. How do you like your eggs? Over easy or fried? Fried, please. Runny eggs are a bit harder to eat. Runny eggs are amazing. You're crazy. You got it. I carried the simple breakfast to his table. Here you are, sir. Thank you. Please, don't mind the girl. She's a bit strange, but she doesn't mean anything by it. No, it's my fault, barging in when you're closed. Are you here on vacation? Something like that. His answer seemed a bit vague. Suspicious indeed. I mouthed shut up at Chinami. This island is really carefree, I guess. It is. Not much point in rushing anything. I bet this guy is Emily's father or something. There wasn't much to feel rushed about, honestly. The shops were only stocked on cargo day, and though the tiny island had no trains, it was pretty easy to meet up with people. On an island like this, living between the sea and mountains, laid back was the only way to be. Not much point in hurrying, huh? That's good. He sighed after a sip of coffee. Thank you. One of my side businesses is a cafe, but I have to admit, this is great coffee. Where are your beans from? Ogasawara. Huh? We use beans grown here on Ogasawara Island. Local coffee made with beans cultivated on Ogasawara Islands, a very rare coffee with only about 200 kilograms harvested a year due to damage from typhoons. Not many people know it, but there are coffee beans grown in Japan. Only in tiny parts of Okinawa and Ogasawara, though. Machiko's Cafe uses Ogasawara beans. You don't say. The man took another sip and savored the scent and flavor of the beans. Next, he set the still hot bacon and eggs on his toast and started his breakfast proper. With a couple of wistful sighs, he finished off his meal, clearly enjoying it. Morning! Oh, a customer. Did you want to eat anything? I already ate. Okay, so just a cafe au lait, right? I worked on Cheese's coffee. Thanks for the food. What do I owe you? That'll be 500 yen. A bargain. Isn't that normal for breakfast? You're right. That's what I charge at my shop, too. The man put a 500 yen coin on the table. Thanks again. It was delicious. Come back any time. Who was that? No idea. Probably a tourist? He's a foreign spy. I have seen his like in anime, and they typically wear such shirts. Are you serious? Don't encourage her. Just then, Emily came running in. I made it. Good morning. What are you all worn out for? I didn't want to be left behind. I told you not to worry. Hiroki, are you all going out treasure hunting again? We are. Lucky. Do you want to come? I am not an outdoor type. I melt and die within 30 minutes of direct sunlight. Come on and play outside a little. It's summer, and I swear you're the pastiest person on this island. How simple you are, dear sister. In this age of technology, going outside to play goes against the very flow of social progress. Shaking her head in disbelief, Chinami helped herself to some orange juice in the cafe's fridge. Well, why don't we go hang out at Omora Beach next time? Hiroki, you certainly do have a way with the ladies. Well, I guess that doesn't sound too bad. No, I don't have a way with anyone. So, it's subconscious. Really? Could have fooled me. The ladies were getting up on me. I learned from much practice that pushing it would only result in regret. Anyway, it's time to head out. So did you want to put those bags away, Emily? Oh, right. Emily went to drop off Grandma's stuff. You hurry up too, Chisa. Yup. Today we were going diving. Now that Emily had her diver certification, it was time for action. It was time to explore the ghost ship. Dun dun dun! We beached the outrigger canoe on Minamijima and unloaded our equipment. It's a perfect day for diving, isn't it? Chisa said, staring out to the gentle waves in the cloudless sky. Okay, let's get changed. Chisa stripped without hesitation. As always, she was wearing a swimsuit underneath. 1, and 2, and 3. While Chisa warmed up, Emily started changing next to her. Hiro, could you maybe turn away? Oh, yeah, sorry. She was clearly wearing a swimsuit under her clothes like Chisa, but I assumed she didn't want me to see her undressing. Looking the other way, I stripped too. Once finished, I turned back around. Emily was there in her swimsuit. Emily stood there fidgeting and acting bored. And I couldn't help checking her out, because of course I can't help it. What are you doing? Come on, get warmed up. At Chisa's insistence, Emily started her warm-ups as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Chisa had a rich tan and her body was fit and healthy. She didn't seem to be on a diet, but she had no fat under her muscles bunched slightly as she flexed. That fan service, though. On the other hand, Emily's skin was as white as fresh fallen snow. Again, fan service. The way the swimsuit hugged against her supple skin made her look even more soft and luscious. The contrast was exquisite. Because of course it was. Wow. Nice view. As I watched the two girls warming up, Finn stared at me with an unreadable expression. Because he's a dolphin. Stop staring! You get warmed up too! Aw, look at them. They're so cute when they're embarrassed. Oh yeah. I rushed to join in on the exercise. When we were finished, it was time to put on our wetsuits. If you weren't used to it, putting one on could be hard. They were made of an elastic material and fit tightly on the body. For the upper body, it's easier if you put one arm through first, then try the other arm. Although I was playing teacher, it had actually been a while since I'd gone scuba diving. After we had our wetsuits on, it was time to put on the hardware. There's a lot of equipment involved in scuba. First, there's the diving cylinder. It should go without saying, but that's where the air comes from. And it's incredibly heavy. Next, there's the regulator to supply the diver with air from the tank. Since the air in the tank is pressurized, it needs to be regulated to match the water pressure for breathing. Then, there's the vest-like BCD, or buoyancy compensator. It helps control buoyancy while underwater, but it can also be used as a life vest on the surface. Weights placed on the waist belt help offset the diving suit's natural buoyancy, allowing you to stay underwater. Fins are sometimes worn like boots or strapped directly to your bare feet. A diving mask to cover the nose, and a snorkel. Finally, there are smaller items like a pressure gauge, a depth gauge, and a compass. So heavy! Emily, fully dressed now, was staggering. Scuba equipment was really heavy, so a weaker girl like Emily would have a hard time just walking. Ready? Okay, buddy check time! Since Chisa was freediving, after the warm-up she'd been helping us get dressed. She was also our guide. You know about the buddy system, right? Yeah, we practiced that in class. The buddy system was a way to ensure safety when scuba diving. And that meant doing everything in pairs. You set up your dive plan together and stayed together in the water. You also performed a buddy check before diving. This meant checking all of your buddy's equipment and having them check yours. BCD, okay. Weights, okay. The sea was not hospitable to human life, and a single mistake could lead to a fatal accident. The buddy system was there to reduce that possibility as much as possible. While Emily and I did our buddy check, Chisa was clearly bored. Chisa used to scuba dive once upon a time. The only reason I had a sea card was because I used to dive with her. Emily, you okay? Your face is all red. Could she be feeling sick? I mean, you're looking all over my body. She kept moving her hips like she was trying to dodge my eyes. That's not why I'm doing it. I replied quickly without a moment's hesitation. Maybe you're being Just a little too careful, This is her first dive with her C-card. Of course I'm being careful. Although I denied the accusation, I had been admiring the curve of Emily's waist and the way her breasts filled the tight wetsuit. Since the wetsuit fit so tightly, it really showed off her figure. If I were to describe Emily, I'd say the parts that stuck out really stuck out, and the parts that pulled in really pulled in. Okay, let's switch. Now it's your turn, Emily. Okay. Emily checked my equipment, checking for bent tubes and making sure the weight belt was fastened, that the air was flowing. She took nearly twice as long as I did, but her face was serious as she checked. Everything's okay. Okay, we're all set. And with that, that's all the time I have for this episode, so I guess we're not getting to the end of it quite yet. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.